This is the VB4 from Feiyu, a 3-axis handheld gimbal for smartphones. If you watched my last YouTube video, I did talk about if I had only an iPhone for creating videos for YouTube and social media, and I was actually in the market looking for a handheld gimbal for my iPhone 15 Pro. Well, Feiyu did reach out to me just at the right time, asking if I would like to test and review the VB4, and I was like, yes, that wouldn't hurt. They have no say in this video. Everything I say is my own opinion. Now that's out of the way, let's get into it. In the box, you have the gimbal itself. It also have the detachable tripod stand, which feels very, very strong. You also have a USB-C to A cable. There's also the manual and a carry bag, which I like for storing the gimbal inside this when you're traveling around. And why would you need a gimbal like this? The reason why I was in market for a gimbal for my iPhone 15 Pro is because not every time I feel like carrying a DSLR or my heavy cameras and having to rig it up to get very, very smooth footages. So this has come at just at the right time. I can go out with my iPhone 15 Pro and be sure that I'm able to get super smooth videos with the VB4. Well, let me not just race into saying that we'll be testing this out to see if this actually gives very, very good stable footages with the iPhone 15 Pro. Now, looking at this gimbal, it feels and looks very well made. I like this color. The buttons are laid out well. It feels very strong, and it costs just $109 as the last time I checked. I think Feiyu is currently running a promo, so you can grab this for $109. On the side which will be facing you, which will be this side when operating the gimbal, you have here the joystick, which feels very, very solid. On this side, you have the record button for taking videos if you are recording, if you're in the video mode, or for taking photos if you're in the photo mode. Below it is the M button. This button is used in changing mode from the pan mode to the tilt. So you can activate just the pan mode, you can activate the pan and tilt mode. You can also activate the pan, tilt and rotating mode of the gimbal. To the left of the M button, you have the picture looking button, which helps you easily and quickly access your gallery if you're using the app, or exiting the gallery without having to touch your smartphone. To the left of it, facing you, you have this very smooth dial button. The dial button is used to do several things. Pressing it in would also change and activate some more features depending on how you're using it. And at the back of it, there's a trigger. Just right here is a trigger for activating some more features. On the right of the gimbal is the power button for turning on the gimbal and a USB-C port for charging this gimbal. So how do you set up this gimbal? Setting up is very, very easy. But before we do that, I like that everything folds into this very small size. If I were to unscrew this, that's how small the gimbal is. And it could easily fit into your pocket if you wanted to. So let me screw this back on. Super quick, feels very strong. Put it down on the table here. And to open this up, I just have to lift this part on. I like this because the part that holds the phone is non-detachable. Some gimbals you have to attach it using a magnet. This is just on. So all I have to do is attach my phone. I have this old Sony Xperia 1 that I've had for so many years, although it's dead, it doesn't come on. So I've now installed the Sony Xperia 1 on the gimbal, and Feiyu says the part that has the camera should be towards the right. So if the gimbal is facing me, the camera should be towards the left. And be sure to make sure that you have, you've kind of balanced the phone in the middle before power it on. So I think it's now in the middle, and you can see with this very large phone, it's able to still hold it in place. I hope I have it in the middle. Let me see here. I think that should be in the middle. Yes, it's hardly tilting. So none of that is on. All I have to do is now press and hold. Let me turn it this way so you can see the lights come on. I'm going to press and hold the gimbal. and that powers on. Listen out, there's no noise from the motors. So now the gimbal is powered on and I can move it and it holds it in place. This gimbal weighs 335 grams and is able to take a payload up to 260 grams. Feiyu says that the gimbal, when it's fully charged, will work for up to 6.5 hours. And to fully charge this gimbal from 0 to 100 will take you 2.5 hours. So that's good to note. One thing I like about this gimbal is that I can operate it without the app and also with the app. Without the Feiyu app, some advanced features will not work. The only thing I'm able to do is start or stop recording if I'm in video mode, take stills with the red button for taking photos. I can switch between the different modes, pan, tilt, and rotate. Use it on the M. I can quickly change to portrait mode or come out of portrait mode back to landscape. I can zoom in and out using the dial button right here. I can also zoom in. I can also change focus using that dial button. I can pan and tilt up. I can do some other things like long press the dial button to go into the pan or tilt mode. So that's what you can do without the app. Another feature I like about the VB4 is that it has a hidden retractable rod that goes as high as 216. So that's even out of the frame. Let me bring this down. I can fold the tripod legs and I can also tilt this top part if I was doing selfies or selfie videos. Let me double tap to realign the gimbal. As you can see, I can be recording a selfie video of myself, maybe when I'm vlogging, without any issues. The motors are not affected, so I'll pull it back down, push it up, pull it back down. The gimbal is still on and there's no problem. So I have my iPhone now. I'm going to switch out this non-working smartphone to the iPhone 15 so you can see the more advanced features the app can give you. So I'll power off the gimbal. Slide out the non-working smartphone. Slide in my iPhone 15. Although Feiyu advises that you mount your phones without the phone case, I just wanted to show you that it can handle the phone with the phone case without having any issues. So I have my iPhone 15 Pro mounted on the gimbal with its phone case. I'll press and hold this to power on. I'll double tap just to make sure it's in the right position. I think it's in the right position. So I now have my iPhone 15 Pro installed on the gimbal. I want to show you how this gimbal works without the app. This is the normal camera app that comes with the iPhone 15 Pro. And if I rotate the knob, nothing happens. If I click in once, nothing happens. So those features don't work with the normal camera that comes with the iPhone 15 Pro. But if I press the red button, I can take photos. If I'm in video mode, I'll switch to video mode and I press the red button. It's recording and I can stop recording. But does it zoom in? No, it doesn't zoom in. No, it doesn't focus. So make sure you're using the Feiyu app to access the more advanced features. So I'll quickly go into the Feiyu app. Now the Feiyu app is open. I can press the record button to take photos since I'm in the photo mode, and I can zoom in. So I'm zooming into the auto pull or the Feiyu pull. And if I press the dial button just once, you hear one beep and I can adjust my focus. So this is really, really good, right? So I'll press it now to come out of the focus mode and into the zoom mode. So I've zoomed out. If I long press the dial button, you hear two beeps. Now you can rotate the phone. So that's rotating. If I press once, you can pan Another one press, another beep, I can tilt up or down. And now to reset it to its original position, all I have to do is double tap the trigger button, which is just here, and the gimbal auto positions itself. Another thing is I can quickly go into my gallery mode by clicking the picture button. Remember, I said this before. If I click once, I go into my gallery, you can see the last photo I took. I can swipe up and I see the video. I can play it directly from the app. So that's it. So let me go back into the app. I can go into my gallery and I can exit the gallery by just pressing that button. And then with the joystick, I can easily move pan left, pan right. You can see my studio. I can tilt up, I can tilt down. Now I'll switch to the video mode. And if I want to quickly go into the portrait mode, I can double click the M button and it goes into the portrait mode. So double click the M button and it goes back into horizontal mode. So I'm currently in the pan, tilt and rotate mode. I can rotate, pan, tilt, and the gimbal will follow me. If I was supposed to switch mode to the pan and tilt, I can only pan and tilt. It would not rotate. And in the pan mode alone, I can only pan. I can't tilt. The gimbal stays in its position, which is really handy. Let me reset it. Now, one other thing I like about this gimbal is that if I say, for instance, I had it in the pan and tilt mode and I tilted it down, I maybe pan to my right. If I press and hold the trigger button without releasing it, you see it came up lock mode. Even though I pan or rotate the bottom part of the gimbal stays locked in its position. If I try to tilt up or down, it doesn't follow me. It's because it's locked. I've locked the gimbal, which is nice. So if I release it, I can now tilt up or tilt down, pan left or pan right, and it works very well. So this is in the stills mode. Now I can easily switch between the photo and video mode without having to touch my phone. So FeiyuTech has done a fantastic job in trying to prevent you or reduce the amount of times you have to go to press your phone. So if I press and hold the red button, it switches to the video mode. I can now press the red button to record. So I'm currently recording now, and I can press again to stop. I haven't had to touch my phone screen. Now in the video mode, same thing follows. I can tilt up and down. I'm going to press to come out from that so I can zoom in. So I'm zooming into the FeiyuTech pool, tap once, and I can now try to adjust my focus precisely. So I'm now focused on the FeiyuTech logo and I can zoom out. So that is it. I can still switch into my portrait mode and I can go back to my horizontal mode. Another thing I like about this gimbal, it has AI tracking embedded in its app. So it can follow and track my face or your face depending on what you're doing. If you're cooking, maybe you're DJing, maybe you have no one to help you record yourself, this gimbal can do that. And to activate that, all you have to do is make sure you're facing the camera, and all you have to do is press the trigger button just once. So now I think it's activated. For me to test if it's activated, if I move right or it's not activated, let me center myself, press the trigger once, it should now be activated. If I were to move to my right, it's following me. If I were to go down, it tilts down. If I stand up, it stands up. If I move to my left, it's following me. And that's it. Very, very solid piece of AI. So let me show you some other features the gimbal can do. I'll deactivate that, double tap. I'll go into the selfie mode, forward facing camera. I'll double tap to put it in portrait mode. So within the app are some other features. I can click down at the bottom right to bring on the photo timer settings. I can enable beauty, which will remove the spots, try to clear the spots on my face. I can turn that off, not needed. I can turn on my lines. So that's to show you the rule of thirds. Turn that off. So some more features. I can turn on pick assist. So this pick assist helps in focusing. So if I bring this gimbal a bit towards me, make sure I'm in the focus mode. Now everything is out of focus. I can bring certain things to focus by looking at what is in red. So that shows that those things are in focus. I can go and turn it off. I can bring on my exposure mode to see if there are things that are overexposed. I can see the white lines show a bit of overexposure. So that is it. So I start tracking using the video mode. So I've stopped tracking. I can activate tracking by just lifting up my, showing that gesture. So it's tracking me. That goes into portrait, into landscape. That goes into portrait mode. And it's still tracking my face. Landscape, portrait, landscape. Stop tracking. Stop tracking. So that stops tracking. Start tracking quickly. So that has stopped tracking. Portrait mode, horizontal mode. So always make sure the phone camera is taking everything. Portrait, horizontal, tracking, stop tracking. Oh, it has to be this way. And I can start recording or taking stills if I'm in the photo mode by raising my hand up. 3, 2, 1. And it's recording. So now I'm recording myself. I can say start tracking. And it's now tracking me. And I can go right. And I can go left. I can go up. I can go down. I can say go to portrait. And that's it. I can say, all right, I'm done with portrait now. I'm done recording my video. I'm hands-free. Can you go back to landscape? It's gone out to landscape. Let's go back to portrait and end this recording. Go back to landscape and then stop recording. Sorry, stop recording. Video has stopped. Video has saved. So that's very, very nice. The other thing I don't know is adjusting the ISO, white balance, exposure. I wish I was able to adjust that manually. Maybe future updates to the app will enable me or enable us to be able to adjust the ISO, white balance, exposure settings. Now I'm filming in the normal mode. There's more things you can do like filters. I can change the filters if I wanted to. I don't need that. More settings. You can enable the advanced mode. You can also do the watermark, shutter sound, activate shutter sound, deactivate or activate mirroring the front camera. Audio recording input enables you to select if you're recording through Bluetooth or microphone sound, which is good. You can also use the ultra wide camera, which I have activated. You can change the video resolution, the default video resolution. Right now I have it at 1080p, 60 frames per second. Let me see if the gimbal will work when I deactivate the gesture icon. So I've turned on the gesture icon. I've come out of it and So the gestures are not working with the gesture icon turned off. So always make sure you've turned it on. There's one thing I've noticed. If I was in the photo mode, it takes a photo this way. And I know I'm in the photo mode. The AI is showing me that I can start recording even the photo mode by giving it the right gesture. So this is the right gesture for photo mode, for video mode. So it's tracking me and it's recording video. So I'm calling recording video just by giving it gesture, even though it was in the photo mode. I'm gonna take a photo even while in the video mode. So it stopped recording video, it's still tracking my face. Alright, so I'm currently outside just to do a few tests. I've extended the gimbal using the retractable rod. I'm selfie video mode. I'm going to triple tap the trigger so you can see where I'm walking. 1, 2, 3. That's where I'm walking, just doing some tests. I'll triple tap again to go back to selfie mode. I can switch to portrait by double tapping the M button. 1, 2, portrait mode. 1, 2 again, back to landscape mode. And yeah, I'm still rolling. I'm not tracking my face. I'm going to go into tracking by just clicking the trigger once. Let me position myself well. Click it once, and it's tracking my face while recording. Unfortunately, I can't do the screen recording because it will cut off the audio. So that's me tracking my face. To show you that it's actually tracking my face, I would move my head to this side, it moved. I'll move my head to this side, it moved. I'll move the gimbal to the right. See, it's tracking me while I'm walking. I'm not even looking at the camera, I hope it's tracking me. And I'll turn it to this side. And it's still tracking me. And I'm in a normal filming mode. So I'm walking, I'm jogging. Let's see how smooth it is. So I've changed from normal mode to the smooth mode. I'm walking, I'm jogging now. I've changed to selfie mode. I'm jogging, trying to initiate tracking. Now I'm jogging in the smooth mode while face tracking me. So now I'm in the super smooth mode. I'm tracking my face, just activated tracking. I'm jogging. It didn't make any difference. I turned my camera to the right. It's tracking me. I'm not even controlling the joystick. It's tracking me. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? This is supposed to be super smooth mode while tracking my face. Low rare. Super smooth mode. I'm jogging. I just figured out something. If I went into the gallery using the picture button and I could swipe through without touching the phone on the joystick left or right, I can also play the video by pushing down the joystick. Feiyu also sent me 2 additional accessories. They sent this small LED light with some controls at the top. It's magnetic on this side. To power it on, I'll press and hold, and you can see it's lighting up my face. So I've turned off my key light. My backlight is still turned on, and my blue light at the floor. This light can light me up. All I have to do is put it on top of the gimbal at this part, and it's magnetic. So I can adjust the intensity of the light by sliding up and down. And the light can also change different color temperatures. I can go into the warm look, activate. So I can change different color temperatures. I can press and hold to turn it back off. So let me turn on back my key light. Feiyu also sent their pole. So this is the Feiyu pole for extending this gimbal. All I have to do, I still have the gimbal turned on. I'll close the legs, unscrew the bottom part of this gimbal, I'll hold this part, screw it to the pole. It's super light, feels very strong. I guess it's made of carbon fiber. Screw it in. And this takes it to a whole different height. So that's it on the table. You can't even see the gimbal. I'll put it on my leg. And I can still pull up this part of the gimbal to give it an even more height. So I'm recording myself from like 2 arms or 3 arms length. I can see myself. I can pull it down. I can go to lower angles. I can go to higher angles. I'll have to activate tracking. So let me activate tracking. So I can go up. It's tilting towards me. I can go to low angle. It's tilting towards my face. So this is really good from Feiyu Tech. This gimbal is set to back by $109. It's currently on sale, so this would be a good time to grab it for $109. Without the sale, I think to go up to $120. Is it worth its price? Yes, for a gimbal that has facial AI tracking, gesture tracking, it recognizes hand symbols, hand signs. This gimbal is well worth its price. It's super light, can fit in your pocket, feels very well made. You have additional accessories like the LED lights for lighting up your face if you're in selfie mode. It has the pole for attaching it and extending its reach. You can also extend the inbuilt pole. You can twist depending on what filming mode you are in, which comes really handy if you're doing low angle shots. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you, Feiyu Tech. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.